When someone says they proposed, generally you expect this. Or this. Or this. And then when marriage happens, you're probably looking for something like this. But what if I told you that more and more women are forgoing traditional proposals and marriages to have their special day their own way?
You should know you're looking at a self-made woman. You should know I got nothing for free.
I have been with myself for 40 years. Something just came over me one day in church that you ought to do something special for yourself.
Like any other bride, a day before her wedding,
I think it goes on like this.
Dorothy Fideli has nervous jitters.
I'm excited. This is something new for me.
These halls and walls of O'Bannon Terrace retirement home in Goshen don't typically see many blushing brides or weddings.
I never thought I'd look this pretty in a bride thing. It's emotional for me, because this is something I've always wanted.
While marriage rates decline and the birth rate stagnates in the West, that is not stopping women from still desiring their special day. Sologamy is a trend that is taking more and more interest among women, and it's the idea of women marrying themselves. Some are deciding to do it in lieu of waiting for the special guy.
Rebecca Holbury spent her whole life looking forward to her wedding day, but when men kept failing her to ask her to get married, she took matters into her own hands, and she joins us now to explain more. Good morning, Rebecca.
Morning, Rebecca.
Thank you.
So were you in a long-term relationship that just didn't work out, or what?
Yeah, well, 11 years,
Yeah,
and I'd given him an ultimatum. I really wanted to get married, and he didn't, so...
Just dilly-dallied.
Yeah, and after a little while, sort of limped along for another year, and then eventually sort of...
Are you one of these people that have been planning your wedding day from when you were like a little girl?
Absolutely.
So you had it all planned out, you've designed the dress, like, you know, nothing was stopping you, not even not finding a partner.
Exactly. And I just, after a while...
Do you think the fact that you've married yourself now might put, like, men off in future because they might think you're already married?
I don't know, maybe. I don't really care.
And do you still hope for, a wedding to a partner?
I wouldn't rule it out. I think I kind of regard it as the same as winning the lottery. Like, it would be great to win the lottery. Who wouldn't want that? But I just also think it's probably as unlikely. Like, I hardly ever fancy anyone. I'm really fussy. I'm really picky. And even if I did, the chances that he also likes me, like, I don't want children and I can't fly for health reasons, so that rules out a lot of people.
Right.
And other women are deciding to marry themselves for other self-love and self-development reasons.
So tell me about your fiance.
Oh, it's me.
It's you.
Yeah, hi.
So you have you're marrying you.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Oh, you wanna know about my fiance? Right here. I am my fiance. I am getting married to myself. That's why I'm here, to pick out a dress to get married to me. Isn't that cool?
So tell me about that.
Okay, all the things. Okay, so I was married before.
Okay.
So I was married for 13 years.
Okay.
And after my divorce, I had to unlearn some behaviors, unlearn some thought patterns, unlearn things that no longer serve me, but I had to fall deeply in love with me. I lost me. Because at first, when I divorced, I was like, who are you? I looked in the mirror, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I liked, who I was, what I wanted. So I dated myself for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's time to make it official.
I love it. How did you react when she told you this?
It's the logical next step, because you cannot love anyone until you love yourself.
One woman went as far as throwing herself her own destination wedding in Mexico. where she married herself, had her own private celebration, and ended up eating cake and champagne by herself. And, you know, the reasons for this vary. They are personal, they are unique to each person. And it's going to be interesting to see whether or not this trend continues to grow and take on more popularity as we see the traditional family unit, as we know it in America, be challenged as people are pushing for different family setups, pushing for different sexualities, orientations, as people are essentially looking to redefine what modern relationships look like. It's going to be interesting to see whether or not this trend actually gets more popularity. But I did ask a few of you guys on the community tab what you thought about this entire idea of sologamy. If you came across or knew a woman who decided to marry herself, which is not unlikely given the trend, and I wanted to read through some of your guys' comments. I asked my followers whether or not they would be willing to attend the marriage ceremony of a woman marrying herself. As you can see, I got an overwhelming response of people who thought that that was weird and narcissistic, but there were a few who thought that that actually might be okay and reasonable. Now here's a comment. It reads, if she's not harming anyone and it's about taking care of herself, then yes, it's better than people seeking out another person to harm or creating broken people through broken families. I can agree. I do think the idea to me personally is still a little strange, honestly. Now, maybe I'm biased because I'm married and I did have my own ceremony with a groom. So maybe I'm biased, but I mean, I think just strictly from a spiritual standpoint, like a marriage is between like a man, woman, God. Like you need another person to actually make the covenant with. There's nothing wrong with a person celebrating their self-love journey and celebrating their love for themselves. Do I think it should be called a marriage ceremony? Do I think you need to marry yourself? No. But I'm also not that person. And maybe there's a situation out there in which it might make sense. But honestly, I think the idea is kind of strange. Here's another one that says, I wouldn't even call it narcissistic. It's just weird. I would feel bad because they are clearly suffering from an underlying mental health problem. So yeah, this person thinks that anyone who's considering this is just mentally unwell. Another one here, it says, it's such narcissism that it guarantees they need narcissistic supply and will be finding as many boyfriends as they can. Well, one of the people that I shared earlier showed that she is not necessarily convinced that she'll have a boyfriend, which is why she decided to marry herself. Here's another one. If she's taking me on the honeymoon, I'd consider it. Oh gosh. Okay. Here was another one. Interesting. It says, there is a story of a woman who married her mat. Then she told her kids to respect it. Gonna have to look this one up again. I don't even know what to say to that. Anyways, those are my thoughts. What do you guys think? Do you think this is weird? Do you think that this trend is going to increase and become more popular? Do you think it's always going to be on the fringes? What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for listening if you've gotten this far, and we'll talk later. Bye.